following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
This season of Archie Comics is dwelling entirely too much on the character of Jughead. Jughead, in my opinion, is no... I'm sorry, what?
I was just like, this man doesn't like Jughead? What the fuck?
I mean, he's right.
He is.
I mean...
But like, Jughead is better than both Betty and Veronica.
I mean, I know what I'd rather look at, but I wouldn't want to hang around with any of these people.
Nope.
Because they're bland. Interplay between Sabrina and Archie this season seems to be a lot less interesting than previous. Perhaps they wasted too much in the previous season with that interplay. Perhaps things will pick up after the summer annual. Did you want to keep reading more notes?
Not the ones that are related to the comic books. I want to see if I can figure out what they're trying to actually do.
The wheels on the truck are connected by a simple axle. An independent screw would enable them to spin independently of one another and thus free up the turning play more than with the current fixed axle model. This will enable a child more freedom with the playing of the toy. Another one is, the jet, when parts are moved, becomes a humanoid of robot construction. I gave this to my son to play with, and he was initially enthralled, but became distressed with the idea that it could be a Dr. Destructo robot. Probably not a good marketing line, although sample size is small. The putty remains promising. It can transfer an image from a comic book. More testing to be done.
So they're making children's toys.
Or testing them, it seems.
Yeah. I would check on the puppy.
The dog wakes up when you rattle its cage and poke it with your cane.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. The dog just fucking eat shit, you little mutt. Like, no.
It's a dog, fuck it.
Does it have orange eyebrows?
No, it is a Labrador.
Oh.
It looks at you with its big wet eyes and its big meatball nose, and it says,
I thought it was gonna speak. That's good.
You were thinking it was gonna go bork, bork, borf.
No, I thought it was gonna speak human language.
Yeah, the dog looks at you and it says, "This is indeed a disturbing universe."
Alright. Dog seems to be fine. I would check the toys.
Then the dog's head peels back into a ravening Among Us more.
Is that real?
Yes. And it makes a noise.
Oh, I see.
I was like, "Aw, can I keep it?"
You want to keep this?
That was a joke. Well, I guess everything has to be slightly horrible, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The dog's
I guess I'm looking.
quadruple tentacle tongues reach out and start, like, feeling around the cage bars.
No, no, no. That's not allowed. That creature is banned.
Whimper.
Get all the documentation I can and see if I can figure out what they've done to this.
There's no mention of the dog.
There's no mention of it.
Not a single mention of the dog. There's references to things like, we tried this dog toy. The dog liked it or didn't like it, that sort of thing.
Oh, and in the previous area, was there any documentation with the one with the alien in the cage?
No, that was just a big cage with an alien in it.
Okay. Alright.
a guy in a very thick, padded, like bomb squad armor, like waddles into the room. It's like,
I point at the table.
okay. He'll start
Gets to
working.
work.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I take
I'll
it
turn
things
her-
are a bit worse in here than you were expecting.
oh yeah.
It's good it's not just me then.
Oh yeah. We check out room before.
She actually looks a little bit hesitant before she says, yeah, I guess we gotta.
Stay outside if you want.
No. The door opens with a of negative pressure.
Yep.
You go through the airlock.
Oh no. Is there like
The next door opens
Are
with
there
a...
any...
Sorry.
So, are there like oxygen levels on the other side? Like,
Mhm.
am I going to die when I open the airlock?
According to the
know what I
gauges,
mean?
there is Earth normal atmosphere on the other side, but the pressure is a little low, implying
Okay.
again negative pressure.
Alright, that's fine.
You go in the airlock, it goes sprays you over with something. And then the door goes. Ah, that's reassuring. On the other side is a very... It's not slick. It's a grotty lab because it's
Yeah.
been hastily assembled in an old basement with they basically put up new walls, but so it's not like SMAR. It's not like the Spire, but it is
No.
a metal walled lab.
Yep.
There's benches all over the place. There's notes strewn everywhere. There's a cyclotron dominating one corner.
But what?
A device that you put matter into, and it is capable of accelerating it to the point where it spreads and breaks down, and you can separate its molecules.
I see. Like an LHC.
It's my fake science fiction world
Right.
better, more useful version of that. There is one in the Spire, but it's way bigger.
Yeah.
River's just like, I've never seen one so small.
Well, I was expecting much worse.
Oh,
I haven't read the notes yet.
yeah. On the far end, there is a big glass or transparent glass-like material pane with a
Okay.
door set into it, and beyond that is a oval, transparent thing containing something pink, levitating between a metal cone and an inverse metal cone, if you can imagine that,
Yep.
surrounded by bright light.
It's like a thing. It's not like person-sized.
No, it's about the size of a, say, well, it'd be a bit bigger than a football. That transparent container thing, but the wall is like glass. I'm going to keep using the term glass until otherwise discovery is made. Is glassed off there, but there's like notes, and there's a computer terminal and all sorts of nice things. And comfortable. There's some comfortable chairs.
Comfortable chairs.
And comic books.
Again?
Yeah, they're different ones though.
Right. Yep. I'm gonna go through the notes.
Okay.
What are they doing?
The versatile putty is capable of rebounding with greater force than a normal rubber ball. It is capable of lifting and transferring images from a printed page, although this is basically a very simple trick that most versatile putties can do. It can be reshaped and will hold its shape. In other words, it is very nearly the perfect plaything. Many uses of it can be. It can be separated out and put back together with no real effort, meaning that it can be broken apart and shared amongst people and then recombined with no loss in its cohesiveness. The ability, it is waterproof to a large extent and will, however, absorb smells and other such things, and the notes go on describing the physical properties of the versatile putty. The silly putty, if you will.
Yep.
There are also a number of empty shell containers of the product, silly putty.
What's on the computers?
They're locked. You got a Xander handy?
It's locked with a password, right?
It seems to be.
Is there like a scrap of paper, a post-it note stuck to the computer, or under the keyboard, etc.? Do you know what I mean? Like,
There is, on the bottom edge of the monitor's bezel.
password on it?
I don't know that.
What does it say?
It says, stop writing your passwords on post-its. I imagine that silence is you just trying to choke me through the internet. It's not working. It's so sad.
What about on the underside of the keyboard?
There is a porn magazine under there.
Is there a post-it note under there?
Let's hang on. Let me just determine from my list of predetermined porn magazines what it is, which means I now have to open my list of predetermined. I have these for the in-universe thing. I've also got like VHS. Oh, this is appropriate. Mutant slots of the DMV. No one you know is inside it.
That's good.
You suspect it might be a bootleg publication,
Yeah.
judging from the typo in the title itself.
Oh, what's the typo?
Mustant sluts of the DMV.
Oh, so it's published by the Cold Rocks Post. Oh no, hang on, there's only one typo, it can't be.
No! Oh, shots fired.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't believe it. I thought I was ingenious, and then, no. I'll have a quick look for a post-it note or something that might have a password on it, but then I will give up.
You don't seem to find anything.
I rolled a 26. I assume that doesn't change anything.
Is that for the same chick?
Yeah.
Then no.
So like, look,
Okay, it's because there just isn't one.
I figured. Yeah. What if I just press enter?
Ah, you're doing that, are you?
Yeah.
Where is the enter key?
It's usually on the bottom right of a keyboard, but it can also be on the middle
control.
column on the right.
You don't see an enter key.
Or return?
Fuck you. Yes, there is a return key.
It's the return key.
Okay. The computer goes boop. And then it says incorrect username or password.
I'll move closer to the silly putty in the glass.
Yeah, cool. Big glass thing there. Levitating thing beyond it. It appears to be a transparent container filled with a pink. Filled with a pink.
Why are they so obsessed with silly putty?
River's like, kidding? That's fun.
Is it?
Yeah, I had fun with it.
Why are they?
I don't know. You're right, actually. They're trying to figure out how to weaponize it or something. Maybe silly gelignite. Silly C4. Deadly putty. Maybe after 10,000 years they're free and it's time to conquer Earth. That she didn't say that one though. Well, they've been using it to lift ink off of these comics.
Oh, are there a bunch of pages where they've transferred the ink from the comics too?
Yes.
So it's just there are pages that are just copies of.
They've just used
comic book pages.
no, just individual like panels. Like they've just used
Yeah.
putty to do the thing that it can do.
Right. And if I go through the like cabinets and benches, there aren't like other notes. It's just work on the putty.
They're in a filing cabinet that you have already checked notes of. Now a lot of it is like chemical stuff, but there is one thing there that's that says the boy initially presented symptoms of a severe runaway destabilization, but we were able to stabilize his condition and return him to the outside world without any adverse effects. This treatment is no more effective than the treatments currently being employed by army surgeons in the region.
There's like no notes on like what the particle accelerating like.
Oh yeah, they were basically breaking down. Yeah, so there's things like sample 1 broke down into constituent elements. Were not able to reform.
Right.
But sample 2 redacted, confidential, eyes only. Sample 3 were able to break down particles into constituent elements, and there's like screeds of like the constituent parts in molecule form. So, very. You're expected to already know what they're talking about. It's
Yeah. And there's nothing on the levitating silly putty in the glass room.
There is actually a reference to the isolation chamber, and that is Garibaldi has found. Garibaldi has taken great pleasure in constructing a replica egg-like putty container for the putty, and is using the isolation chamber to store it. I suppose if it keeps him happy, then it will do. Although, given our generator, the power drain will not be significant or noticeable, so I guess there is no harm. Perhaps, after our research, we will be allowed to go up on the surface, and we can get away from all of this monstrousness for a bit. And then there's this also gives an official title to the research they're doing onto the putty, and it's Project Bounce Fun. There's also some more detailed notes on the other things you've found, including Project Alien Boy, Project Conqueror Resistance, Project Robo, and Project Alternate Cure.
I'll have a look through them.
There are more detailed notes of atrocities they've performed on people that you haven't even seen here, that they have shipped back, along with...
Is there anything on the dog?
Oh, that would be Project Alien Boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a dog that we have successfully recombined alien DNA with to create a possible stealth intruder weapon to use on America's enemies. Imagine a good old boy being taken in by some soldiers who want a good doggo at the end of the night, and then, after a period of time, it transmogrifies into a horrifying The Thing. Sadly, despite its monstrous appearance, the creature seems quite friendly and disinclined to attack or murder the enemies of America. Project failed. We have been using it to test dog toys. There's also notes like, Project Alien Boy refuses to eat samples of putty, Project Alien Boy refuses to eat samples of Krell metal, etc., etc.
It's room a joke.
I think it was a room that they were using in between other more important projects. The airlock would seem to imply that this is a more serious research room than it would let on. A soldier will come through the airlock and be like, "Hope that wasn't anything nasty they sprayed me with." "Hey, are you two about done? I'm issuing these flashlights."
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna shut the generator down and start moving everything away. Major Dozovic will see you when you're ready. So you've got about 5-10 minutes if there's anything else you want to do.
Is there anything more than the 4 rooms here? Does it go down further?
Yeah, there's a generator.
So?
That's all we found. We found some lockers with some personal effects of, we presume, the people here. Yeah, it's pretty sad, man. I don't know how you two can do it with such stern determination. Turns my stomach. We'll just turn around and leave. I have to admit, I am curious as to what the hell they're doing in... This room seems incongruous.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost all silly putty. Why?
River's flicking through the notes so she'll actually perform a check. Well, hey. This is less good than I'd like for me, but good for you. It almost looks like they're trying to determine what it's made of. Oh god, this is really complex stuff. Leaf. I believe they're looking into its properties.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, you can make it in a high school chem lab. It's just putty. Cute pink putty. Oh well, I guess it's the Army's putty now.
Why is it not? I know they said it was to entertain. So. scientists.
Well, if I were a paranoid person who'd recently been a victim of Pterodino, I'd say it's because they've done something to it and it's become dangerous.
Yeah. But then what happens when they turn the generator on?
I don't...
Like,
And the putty thing just like goes like an egg in a cup into the thing that's beneath it. River clicks on her flashlight. Well, that was 1 minute less than our window.
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm sort of waiting for the putty thing to explode in an orgy of tentacle destruction.
Me too.
Like a Cthulhian horror. Sure it's taken its sweet time.
I'm just expecting them to get out of the cup and really start moving.
So you guys wait for half an hour, nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Yeah. Thomas?
Why regular silly bunny?
I don't know. Still not 100% sure it is. I'm sure they've done something to it. There's just realistically too many notes here for us to search through in a timely manner.
Yeah.
I guess it's harmless? Ish? No, I can't really count on that. Of course, I'm going to feel like a bit of an idiot if I recommend it goes to like a special research thing and it turns out it's a children's toy.
Fair recommendation considering where it is.
Yeah. I guess we better get out of here then.
Yeah.
She hits the button for the airlock. Nothing happens. Oh, right, because the power's off. We didn't think about this, did we?
Well, the military didn't think.
That's who I meant. But an hour and a half later, eventually, like, some military engineers will get the doors off and let you out. Major Dozovic sitting there scratching the back of his head. He's like, sorry about that. Didn't think.
Did the putty do anything?
No. Just
Okay.
sat there in its containment chamber,
Right.
sealed up in its little clear egg.
No, it's fine.
I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit irrationally paranoid, but I kind of expected the silly putty to do something.
Yeah, so did I. But I mean, we stared at it in 2 hours. For 2
Yes.
hours at this point.
We could have been doing anything in that time.
Alright. I'll give you a full report, Major. How things need to be transported and...
Alright, so what are you recommending?
It's like, it seems pretty standard. So, like, the obvious thing is, like, the robots need to not be shipped together, and they need to not be shipped together with the inert, metal human hybrids.
I was hoping you'd forget about that.
I just, like, tell them all the information. I of course, am going to say, I'm not going to mention the second alien.
Mm-hmm. Give me a Sovieting roll.
A 4's allowed.
No.
Natural 20.
I know it feels like a waste, but it isn't.
Okay.
Because, you didn't roll a 1. That's all I needed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go through, like...
I'll also count that as a successful deception check to conceal the fact that you're concealing it. So there you go. You don't have to make proposed checks for that.
Oh, that's good. And then, just be cautious with the silly putty because of the way they were keeping it. It makes it seem like there could be something suspicious with it.
Silly putty? My kids have that.
Yeah, it's a children's...
Or they would have if I had kids.
They were keeping it in an isolation room inside a gravity field, so... I presume they've done something to it. I can't find any notes on it, though.
Well, we'll crate it up and ship it back stateside then.
And the dog, while being a horrific monster, doesn't seem to be harmful. It, in fact, has the same temperament as a regular Labrador. It's just also surfeited with tentacles.
Right.
So, treat it as you would a dog, I suppose.
Okay. Looks like slightly disconcerted by that, as you can imagine.
Yeah. And, well, the alien body seems to have been kept in no specifically sealed environment, but you may want to send it across sealed.
Right. Aliens. Invading us. Or at least they took that evil threat off our hands.
Did a lot of monstrous things here, I imagine.
Yep. And hopefully the remaining scientists can be nailed to the wall for it. Whereas, like, I somehow suspect the company's just going to get away with everything. Because that's what happens when you're a powerful mega corporation.
That's what I suspect as well.
He offers an apologetic shrug. Well, you'll be wanting to get back to base. It's like 8 o'clock.
Right. Well, that got away from us.
Yeah, well, I'm a little hungry. We should go get some FUD.
I mean, we could just go to the market and get actual food.
Okay.
Sorry, I just don't feel like fun right now.
I understand. You'll head off into the market.
Yep.
It's bustling at 8 o'clock. A lot of the non-food vendor businesses have shut down, and the food vending businesses are turning over trade in those who want to eat after work.
Yeah. Acquire food.
Is there anywhere in particular you would like to go? I mean, like, do you want a place that's gonna cook and prepare it for you, or do you want to, like, get food and then cook it later yourself?
A place that cooks and prepares it is fine. And I'm on the lookout for ninjas.
You might want to give me that check then.
39.
This is gonna sound ridiculous,
Yeah.
but you are able to spot a ninja.
There was actually a ninja?
Or
Okay.
rather, a ninja-ish sort of guy.
Yeah. Are they, like, following us? What are they doing?
They are hanging out on a rooftop over the... you know the where the fish market is?
Yeah.
Just down from there, up towards where one of the clinics are. They're hanging out on a rooftop, sort of looking down on the crowd below.
Do they seem to be watching anyone specifically?
It's hard to tell.
But they're not, like, staring at River or anything.
No, not that you can tell. You can find a
Should I
nice
get
place
something to eat?
that'll put food in front of you and some warm tea.
You know, it sure is odd that the government hasn't made any trade deals when there are places in the world that actually have food.
It is. Yes. There could be so much benefit to importing food. I don't know how long fish keeps, though.
You can keep it for a while, but
Maybe
there's a high demand for it.
Maybe they could smoke it or something. There's a lot of people in America. It would certainly help.
Yeah. How do you feel?
I mean, there are a lot of hungry mouths, and while it isn't general knowledge that government FUD isn't really a food substitute, at some point people are going to start getting sick and asking questions, and the answer is going to infuriate them. It would be best if they ended the program before that happened. That's just my opinion.
Does she, like, look okay, or...?
She looks a little distant, reserved.
Can't really blame her after all that.
And it's not like she smiled today. Understandable, I feel.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted to say? Oh, sorry. No. I'm sure your dad will wake up soon. That'll be good.
Yeah. So, I suppose we should start. Patrols soon.
Oh, right, yes. I
Unless
actually...
you don't feel up to that.
No, I'm good. Shall we head out and do that then?
Yeah. Let's go.
Get up. You'll leave. I'm presuming you've eaten.
Yeah.
Okay.